Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel to a brand new solo leveling arise video. And this video we are going to be reviewing another SSR character, and I'm going to tell you what is the best build for her. So we are talking about a hunter which is probably very required and one of the most strongest in the late game, which is going to be CEO Jiwoo. Now she is a original Netmarble solo leveling character, if we can say it like that. Like, she is not there in the manhwas and has been introduced as an original character developed by the game developers themselves, which is the reason why most probably she is one of the most broken character that you need to have. She is a water type coveted damage dealing character which is very much required in the end game. Let me show you the content where she is required. One of them obviously being the power of destruction, but there is a even higher requirement for her here in the encore mission, the gatekeeper of hell, Cerberus. Here you need the recommended attribute water, and she is one of the support that Jinwoo takes in and is really strong. But in the gatekeeper of hell you have to fight with hunters, right? So you don't have Jinwoo to help you here, so you definitely want a water type damage dealing character to deal that massive damage for this tanky Cerberus. He's really tanky and really annoying. And you can see, even though my power level is way above than this threshold, I can even do the tier 6, but I'm not able to clear it just because he is just that damn irritating. So what I will be doing instead is upgrading some of the SR water type characters to get him fully broken and kill him, right, eventually. So here we have two break characters. One is Namche Young and the other one being CEO Jiwoo. She's also a very strong break character. So I'm gonna tell you which skills you want to level up for her, and I'm gonna be leveling up themselves here in this video. But before that, let's go and check her build out. So one of the things you should focus is first you come to the character and check which type does it scale its HP on. Now she is a tank, so definitely her damage will scale on her HP. So you want to max her HP out rather than other things. And as you can see, we are at 8000 HP, which is quite a lot in my opinion. So we have given her a free to play R weapon, not even an SR. We have given her an R. Even though with an SR we get more HP, but the buff from here is more than enough to make up for it. Okay, increases the user's power gauge acquisition rate by 24%, which is the same here. Your power gauge acquisition rate increased by 24% for this SR weapon, but we get an additional 10% attack, defense and HP. Now defense comes in handy. Attack is pretty much useless for her. You'd need HP to scale her damage. So yeah, and the HP and the precision also helps. So I am going to keep this R weapon, even though if I equip an SR weapon, you'll see I think there will be a power drop. Yes, 204 power drops. So definitely you want an R weapon rather than an SR weapon here. Now coming to her artifacts, I am running a crit build. If you can go to her recommended stats, it's mostly HP, crit hit rate and crit hit damage. So you want to crit on her as much as possible. So we are running a crit rate set. So with an HP proc, you can see we have HP percent here and crit hit rate. We have defense. We didn't get the HP, but we have defense penetration and damage increase to make up for it, and a critical hit rate. Then for the gloves, additional attack is fixed here. So we had crit hit rate, damage increase and defense penetration. These are so good rolls that I cannot even come to say. So now coming to her fourth piece, which is a crit hit damage and crit hit rate. So it's a perfect with an additional HP. So this is basically a perfect build for her. Even though I would have had this boot at +5, it would have been enough because the NP is not that important. So now unequipping will cost me some gold if I have to change it in the future. But for now we are running with a crit build. So we get an additional 8% crit hit rate from here and 32% crit hit damage. Now for the accessories, we are running a skeleton set because there are some sets which are pretty much useless for her, and I'm gonna name them here. So one of them being Aquamarine set. When tagging out, increases the attack of you and your team members. So attack is useless for her, so you don't need that. Now increases attack by 5% when landing a crit hit. So this is also useless for her. So now coming to the Beast set. When landing crit hit rate has a chance to increase attack by 0.5%. Now attack is useless for her, so Beast set is also useless for her. Now the three sets which she can use definitely is one of them going to be a skeleton set, because it increases the damage dealt to the enemy when the user's HP is 70% or below. So now again Cerebrus, your HP is always below 70%. So you can increase your damage by 30% here. I believe, yeah, 30%, not 20 but 30. Other set, the second best set is going to be Behemoth set, which increases your attack when the enemy's HP is below 70%. So when Cerebrus or any other boss for that matter reaches a damage health threshold of 70%, it will increase your damage by 20%, which is worse than the skeleton set in my opinion. But skeleton set in general is risky because you have to drop your HP intentionally to activate this proc to get the damage. So for that reason it might be a trade-off. Now coming to the other one is a Viridescent set. This is going to be probably the third best. When increases the MP consumption rate by 20% but increases damage rate by 5%. Now it increases to 18% and cooldown reduction effect of basic skills to 18% when you have the 4-piece on. So she doesn't need a cooldown reduction because her 2 skills are always on cooldown. When you use the basic attack, it will reset the cooldown of your skills. So you don't need that. So for that reason, the Viridescent set in my opinion is not that good for her. So the one that you want to run is most probably going to be the skeleton set, and which is what I am doing here. I have a crit hit damage HP % here on the necklace. For the bracelet you want water damage with crit hit damage, even though I don't have HP here. Now for skeleton ring I couldn't find a better skeleton ring, so we are rocking an additional attack and crit hit damage for the crit hit damage here. And for the earrings we don't have a crit hit damage piece, but we are looking for it actively. I think I should have a crit hit damage, but I think the HP will be missing from there. So we can either trade off the HP for the crit hit damage or we can keep it like this. So I believe the trade-off for crit hit damage will be better, right? I think crit hit damage will be better than the 468 HP that we are getting here. We'll get 2 of the defense, so I guess we'll switch it off here and we'll see. Okay, we get a 749 power boost. So you can see this was a perfect trade-off, right? So now coming to her overall stats, we are rocking 38% crit hit rate, not to mention the 8% we are getting from the set bonus is not being added here, so it is 46, and the 4% we get by running Igris as the main shadow for Shadow Authority, it becomes the cap 50%. Now for crit hit damage we get 32% additional, which is 174% crit hit damage. Now she is looking strong, isn't she? Now for water damage, I don't think it is reflecting here, but there is water damage on her bracelet. And HP is 7729, which is not as much as I want it to be, but it is still good enough for her to do some great damage. Now if I could, I would take her to a boss where we can showcase her. I think we can go on an instance dungeon. Here we have a fire type boss, so we can go here. Let's go with 1 key itself. We can go, I think, at tier 6 now, right? 128k. I think our team will be stronger than that. Yes, our team is stronger than that, and as you can see, automatically CO Jiwoo is put in the lineup. Now we can switch him for a better damage dealer, for example Choi Jong-in. We can try that, but our survivability might take a hit here. So now I'll switch the Shadow Authority to him. So we get the 4% additional crit hit rate. So our CO Jiwoo will be capped on crit hit rate. And for Sung Jinwoo, I'll switch his weapon to a fire type. Okay, I'll switch, I believe, the scythe to a fire type. Okay, so we'll get some more fire type damage dealing done there. So let's go and let's try this out, try this dungeon out, and we'll see how good of a damage is she dealing. Okay. Okay, so let's go. Okay, there come, I think this is the water icon, so we want to deal fire to him, I guess. I think we want to deal water to him, yeah. So we'll call out CO Jiwoo here and you'll see the insane damage that she does here. Okay, we'll call Beerus, I mean, no, Igris, sorry. Beerus is a different anime altogether. Let's reduce the volume a bit of the in-game music so that you can hear me. Okay, so it's a good amount of damage. Now you want to dodge his attack when he goes on a stance to run at you. Okay, now this is where you want to, I think, do a dash. Okay, after this, I guess. Now I'll call CO Jiwoo and she'll deal humongous damage to him. We'll call forth another shield. One more advantage of having Jiwoo is you don't want to run a healer because she can definitely shield you all the time, right? You get a shield from her all the time. Now he is doing the dashes, so you want to get the all defense down here by using this extreme evasion. So now we'll be doing some fire damage to him. We'll call out our Choijong in and I believe, okay, we'll use the main. There we go. We have double shield on at all times. That is so good. So good. So survivability goes up by a lot. We don't need a healer with this. Right now we'll use our ultimate. Damage is not the problem here. The damage is the time. It takes a lot of time to defeat these bosses. Now you have only a limited amount of time to clear them. Now we got a shadow step in and he will be applied with a defense down. Now you want to call Jiwoo and she's here and she's doing some water damage to him, which is great. I don't have a water weapon, which I definitely would like to get. Okay, we couldn't dodge it, but now we did. Yes, we got the extreme evasion and the defense down and we'll do some damage here. Okay, dodge. Okay, we could have gotten another evasion, but I didn't want to risk it because I want to have some higher survivability here. I guess I think our damage is not enough to clear it. I believe so. We are just shy of a bit damage, but we'll see if we can get him. Let's use the ultimate here. There we go. As a free to play, it's difficult to complete this, you know. I'm not a free to play now. I've spent some, but it's not enough to make up for it, you know. The amount that I've spent is like barely any. I couldn't get even a few of the summons. I'm just getting a bit of extra gold, but that's about it. So with all the switching and all, I don't think I am getting anywhere here. He's still at 20 bars left. Wow. So talk about being tanky. I definitely need a water weapon if I want to be able to clear this. So yeah, not the best of the showcase, but I believe Jiwoo is definitely doing some work there, being the only water type damage dealing there. So yeah. Okay, this is a tough fight. This is a tough fight. Okay, trust me. And also I was taking the light weapon, which was definitely not the best choice because it has a disadvantage here. I'll be dealing 50% less damage. Use a skill that deals continuous damage, and incoming dark damage also is 50% less. So I was already fighting a losing battle, right? So yeah guys, with that, let's end this video here. I hope the video helps. I hope it helped you to get an insight on how you should build your Jiwoo if you have her, and how to go about making her do insane amount of damage. Now let me showcase something for you, just a small thing. Like, it's not a big deal, but on Encore mission I was able to clear this tier 5, which I believe is really difficult, only because I had Jiwoo. That's the only reason why I was able to clear it. Now I believe there are some SR water type that you can build, but she is really strong. That's the point that I'm trying to make. We'll definitely bring a showcase for Nam Chae-young when I level her up. And I'll take both of these girls into some content where they'll be able to do showcase what they are made of, and yeah, we'll see about that then. Okay, so with that, let's end this video here. I hope it helps. If it did, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, peace out, take care.